Hey everybody, Ashton here with Gents with another 80s review. This one's going to be a little bit different than the other 80s reviews I did. I'm not really going to be in character and you're not going to see too much of my face here. I just went to a sick arcade that had tons of pinball machines, old school arcade games, and 80s movie posters. So you're mainly going to be seeing that, relics from the 80s. And there's some stuff in the 90s there too, but whatever. But we're still going to make this into a review of a fragrance from the 80s, and this one's a biggie. One of the most popular fragrances from the 80s, 90s, even 2000s. Davidoff Cool Water. Cool Water came out in 1988. It gets compared most often to Creed Green Irish Tweed. Some people even get it mixed up and say that Green Irish Tweed is a clone or a replica of Cool Water, but Green Irish Tweed actually came out first in 1985. Another similar fragrance, Cody Aspen, came out in 1989, so Cool Water sits right in between Green Irish Tweed in 85 and Aspen in 89. And I would say that if you are familiar at all with fragrances, you have smelled Davidoff Cool Water at some point. It's very fresh and aromatic. It opens up with an aquatic mint and lavender kind of feel, one of the most recognizable opens in the game. There's a definite similarity to Green Irish Tweed right off the top. It is less green, but you can tell that they're in the same family. What's interesting is Cool Water has no citrus whatsoever, but it's a really well-known warm weather banger. And when you spray it on, it almost has a cooling effect. It's clean and green from the mid through to the dry down. You've got that lavender mingling with woods, musk, and moss, and even a touch of tobacco in the dry down. The tobacco is just a supporting note. It's in the background, it's not strong at all. And in the modern iterations of Cool Water, it's really not all that perceptible. There's also a little bit of warmth coming from amber in the dry down, but for me it's more about the musk, the moss, and the sandalwood. For me though, this is an aromatic, clean, green fragrance. That's what really sticks with me. And I wouldn't argue with you if you told me that it's a timeless, classic fragrance, because honestly, it's one of those fragrances that's going to be talked about decades from now. It has inspired countless fragrances over the years, and there are tons and tons of flankers in the Cool Water line. Imagine how many people back in the late 80s, early 90s were going to arcades, playing pinball machines or your early beat 'em ups and things like that, smelling heavily of 15 sprays of Cool Water. That's back when arcades were super popular and were literally everywhere. They've pretty much died out by now, other than the few retro arcades that you can find, which is a real shame. And even now, if you go to FragranceNet and you look at their most popular fragrances, it's third. So lots of people out there are still rocking Cool Water. And it's a good cheap alternative to Green Irish Tweed. Admittedly, you're not going to smell hyper unique if you're out there wearing Cool Water at this point, but it still has its place. I mean, look at this ad, this classic Davidoff Cool Water ad. I guess that's supposed to let you know what wearing Cool Water feels like. It makes you feel like you're a shredded dude, naked, laying in rushing water, which I guess is refreshing. Performance-wise, Cool Water nowadays is completely average. Longevity-wise, you're looking at 5 to 6 hours. Projection, best in the first 2 hours, but even then it doesn't really project like a monster. Just pumps out enough so that people in your direct vicinity are going to be able to pick it up. And since this gets compared to Green Irish Tweed, you should know it's very, very versatile. All seasons other than maybe dead of winter, and you can wear it casually to the office, even on a date if you wanted to. Like I said, very, very versatile. Cool Water is very clean, almost even like clean laundry at times. Like I've said, aromatic, green, fresh, warm in the dry down. It's a fantastic fragrance. And even though it was released in '88, it's kind of hard for me to say that it's dated because it smells so close at times to Green Irish Tweed, and you'll never catch me saying that Green Irish Tweed is a dated fragrance. If you're a collector, you have to have a bottle of Cool Water. If you don't, your collection is incomplete. Alright guys, that's my quick take on Davidoff Cool Water. If you have experience with this one, and I know a lot of you do, let me know that in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.